Noirs today as a special request. So I'm going to start with his shoes and do those first. Oh, here it is. So I'm going to do LG1, LG2, and LG3. Hi Sandra, how are you? I see that 5 people are on, which actually I'm a little surprised. I might be a little too close to the camera. I'm not sure. I mean, I can move it if it seems too close. So today I'm using my Spectrum Noirs, and I have a hodgepodge. I have like the illustrators, the tri-blends. I think this is what they call the original or classiques. I don't really know the difference between the originals and the classiques, but I just have a combination. And I like them a lot. You kind of get out of practice when you're using one or the like Copics, or you're switching back and forth. So I do try to do this every other time. So I'm just using my darker color, my LG3, and this is actually kind of a quick image to color only because I made my my gnome small so that I could do my shaker card. Normally I would print this at 4 inches, and today I did it at 2.7 inches. I was trying to see if I had to show you my printout of the bigger one, but I don't have it in arm's length. I wish I did, because I do like the bigger ones, and those are great when you're using it on the outside of your card as your main focus. But this one is going to be on the inside of my shaker. So, and this is not really, you know, it's going to take a little bit more time to put the card together because it's a shaker card, but this is actually a quick card. So if you need to do a quick card for somebody, oh wow, we have 7 people on. I'm trying to see who's on so I could say hi. Hi Kathy. Oh, Kathy's in, hi Honey. Honey or Honey, I'm not sure how you say it. I'm sorry. She sent me a beautiful card. Yeah, if you make a comment, then I can see that you're on. If you don't, I don't know you're on. So I'm just going back with my darker, my L3, and going where I feel like it should be a little bit darker. Now with my illustrators, or Spectrum Noirs, and this is the LG2, the numbering system is like, you know, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and I don't have them all, I'll be honest. I have a lot, but not all. And the Copics, the breakdown is in like groups of, I think, maybe 4. For your highlight, your midtone, and your shading. So to me, it's a little easier to do your color combinations with your shading with the Copics, because I don't think there's a big difference in some of these numbers. So sometimes I have to go over this 2 and 3 times to get the look I'm wanting. So if you see me going over it several times, that is why. Because I'm trying to get us kind of a certain look. Yeah, sorry, I'm just kind of concentrating there. And since I went ahead and cut out the image, it's a little smaller than I normally work with. Okay, so we have one shoe done, and we'll go on to the other shoe. And I'm just keeping my lids off because I'm going back and forth so quickly, but don't do that normally because you don't want to damage your nibs or dry them out. But I'm just doing the shoes, so it's not taking a long time. Now, gnomes are so popular right now. My challenge with gnomes, and I'm going to my LG2, are the beards. I don't know. Well, I guess just in life, I think beards are so dirty. So I'm not really, you know, doing the beards to make them look nice. It's a challenge for me. I'm just trying to see, you know, there's something about these illustrators that I don't like, is they don't put the number on. See, they don't put the number on it. So once you take your lids off, you're not really sure what one you have. That's another reason not to take your lids off, because you don't really know which one you have. So, yeah, this is the LG3. This is the darker one. And then I'm going to go with my lightest one, which I do believe is this one because I took my lids off. Like so. There we go. Yeah, they should put the numbers on the barrels. I don't know why they don't. that would be a good feature to have. Might need to kind of write them and say, hey, we don't know what, if we take our lids off, we're kind of lost. So see, I'm going back over this one because I'm just not quite happy with it. And I'm going to draw over here because I want to make sure that's the right one. Yeah. Okay. So I'm still not 100% happy. So we're going to go a little bit more because I think it should be a little bit darker right in here. I don't know if you've seen the gnomes on this side. If you like gnomes, KLM Designs has lots of gnomes. I mean, I think it's just, they're cute. This is where I did that one with the Volkswagen Bug. I thought that was so cute. Okay, so there we go. Now, this is LG3. So we'll put the right lid on. And that makes this one LG2, correct lid. And then here's my LG one. Now what I do like about these is that the caps fit on the end, so that's kind of nice. All right, so here we go. I was actually thinking of doing the hat the same color, and I'm doing this in lime green. I know that seems kind of a lime green, isn't it? Seems a little odd, I know, but I wanted it to stand out in the card because really the shaker part of the card is the main thing. Hi Sharon. Hi Fatima. And Fatima, oh hi Gail. I did check on that question you had and it was only some of the images. That was with a different company, so I'm not saying the name. That was only on some images. I'm sorry. It wasn't on the one that I was doing because it's a new release for January. So I do apologize about that. That it was just some images. I don't know if I made that clear when I did my, well, I clearly didn't make it clear. So I do apologize for that. That's my fault. My fault. But the coupon was good for some of the images. Some, just not all of them. Now, I feel like the sun is going to be coming. What I do sometimes is I put an object here. So it reminds me. Well, you can't see it. I think it's off camera. I put an object so I can kind of see where I think the sun would be. So I'm going to make it darker back in here. So I am using my LG3. And I'm making him kind of bright because of the shaker part. Because I'm going to be using reds in my shaker. So I'm going to go over this a couple of times. So now I'm going to use my LG2. And I prefer my illustrators to the nibs that are on these tri-blends and the originals. I do like having the paint nib. I was trying to decide which one I liked, and then when I was working on this image, I realized I do like having the paint nib better. I'm working on building up my Copic collection. I just buy about 3 or 4 a month. So it'll be a little while, but once I feel like I have enough of those, then I will probably try to build up this collection a little bit more. And you don't have to have lots of markers. You know, I'm doing it because I do lives and I want to have a variety and be able to show you things. If I were not doing lives, I would just stick with probably one and not worry about it. But because I do lives, which is, you know, my choice. I don't have to do lives. I would like to have the variety. So I'm just going back and forth between my LG 3, 2, and now I'm doing my 1. And I'm just going to go across lightly. Just kind of lightly. So I can get some shading going. And then I'm going to go back to my L3 a little bit. See, I do feel like these are very similar in color. And so it takes a lot of going back and forth to kind of get the look that you want. And you need to do it lightly. I'm kind of heavy-handed, so you want to do it lightly. So there we go. Go again. Just lightly. Okay. I'm going to take this off now. So, and actually I got a little bit of green here. But that doesn't matter because this is, I'm not going to use that piece of the paper. Okay. And there's different ways to do shaker cards. There's not just one way, so don't feel like you have to do it the way I'm showing you. There's probably simpler ways than the way I'm doing it. Just lots of ways to do it. Okay, so I am going to go ahead and do his nose and his hands. And that's really the only skin that is showing on him. And I am going to just use, I do have a tri-blend if I can find it. Oh yeah, I do have this tri-blend here, which is often used for skin. And it is actually F6, F7, and F8. So if you have those actual markers, you don't have to use this. And so I'm just gonna go in, and because it's a small, there's not that much skin showing, I am going ahead and using my lightest color just to get the paper wet. And this is sweet cinnamon paper, which is takes on color really well, so I like to use it. So now I'm going to go in with my darker and just, I'm going to do underneath. See, I think it would be a little bit darker here, and this is a small space, so I'm going to kind of do the tips of his fingers, and then over in here, just right in here, tips of his fingers. I'm going to do a little bit of his nose. I'm going to go in with my lighter color, I mean my medium color, which is F7. I'm just going to kind of pull this through. And I might do his hands again after we get more color laid down, because I'm not putting a lot of color down since it's a small space. So I'm just doing the tips of his fingers again, coming in where the back of his hand is, over here in the back, just kind of doing a little bit around the hat, just ever so lightly, ever so lightly. And then I think gnomes generally have kind of a pinkish nose, so I'm looking for my a pink that's not too pink, and I'm just gonna do it over here. Yeah, almost looks skin color. I'm just gonna kind of go in like that, and then back with my lighter skin color here, and just kind of, there we go. Okay, so I'm pretty happy with that. And now I am going to do, let's see, I'd like to do his little, let's do his heart. And I am using, where did my red go to? I had it out, oh, that's not it. Okay, let's do his heart, and I'm going to use a DR6 and DR3. I'm just going to go in, kind of lightly. I think that's such a pretty color. Almost, you could just do it all in this one color because it's so pretty. But we're going to kind of layering it to build up our color a bit. I'm going to go back in with my lighter color, kind of pull that out. See? There we go. Just kind of pull it out. And I'm pushing it. See, I'm pushing it towards the darker color because I don't want the darker color overwhelming the lighter color. So that's why I'm pushing it towards it. See, so that way we have a little bit of dark for interest, but it's not overwhelming. And let's make sure I put my caps back on. All right, so we are going to do his beard next. And his beard actually encompasses quite a bit. I'll show you. Let me see if I got something I can point with. Here, we'll use this. So, see, this is his mustache right here. And then this is his beard, and it's all the way. See, it's all the way. It's quite, he has quite a lot of beard, I think. It's quite a lot. So, we'll get started. So I'm going to take my lighter color, my LG, or it's not LG, it's IG. IG1. That's what I'm going to take first. I'm sorry, I'm just moving something off my desk here, sorry. So I'll make sure I have the name of my, okay. So just make sure I kept the name up so I could see it. There we go. So I'm just doing it lightly, just kind of lightly, and just lightly. Doesn't look like much right now. Just kind of lightly. Just kind of lightly. Over here, a little bit. All right. And just getting my marker. All right. So now we're going to take the IG2, and I'm trying to do brush strokes. So see, just try to just kind of flick it. See, just flick it. And I don't want to do too many. And I'm trying to imagine where the beard would be. So I'm going to go in with my IG3, which is my darkest, and I'm not going to do very many of that because it's very dark. And I have found that my markers are not real consistent with the color chart. And I can have duplicate markers and they will be totally different colors. So I know that's the difference between the originals and the classics, but I can't tell from the barrels which one I have. So I'm going to go back in and just kind of pull this out a bit. See, I think my gray IG3 is rather harsh myself. So I'm going to go with my light, and I'm just going to go all the way, like this. And I just think I think my IG is a little bit, IG3 is a little bit dark. So I'm just going to marry my I1 and my I2 together and kind of try to do some strokes here where I've got the darker and try to make that look a little bit better. There we go. Now what I do is I take my blender brush, and I actually have one. I do have one for, oh, here it is. I have one for this set. And I go back over where I have the darker, and I kind of, see, I'm zigging, kind of zig. And blender is really just a bleach. It's not really a blender. Just kind of do it like that. Now, I'm going to go back in because his beard needs a lot more work. I'm going to go back in with my IG2. Make sure I'm getting my right lids on. And I'm going to just do like little, see, just kind of little marks. Now, when we do his coat and all, it'll look much better. But for right now, looks a little, I almost think this looks greenish. There we go. There we go. A little bit more. Okay. Now I'm going to take my lighter color. I'm going back and forth. And we'll do it again. Just kind of a little bit more. Okay. There we go. All right, so now let's do his, it's the arrow, the bow. Let's do the bow. And for that, I was going to use this brown gray, BG2, BG3, and BG4. So I'm just going to start right up here with my BG4, kind of go around. And like I said, this is kind of a quicker image because I did print him up small because I wanted him to fit in the shaker window. And I kind of did my own little shaker window. Sat here and played with it. So there, actually, I mean, every time I do them, I think I do them differently. There's lots of ways to do them. You can even buy little kits to do them. And actually, there's shaker kits that are really nice, where you can just do a window. Just do it. It's like a faux shaker card. And it's actually, I actually would recommend that, really. They look nice and neat. Okay, so I'm pushing the color back with my light because I don't want the dark color to blend over my lighter color. And then I'm going to take the medium. So let me get my marker back together again. So I'm going to take my medium. So that's my BG3. And I'm just going down. It's really small right there. So I'm just going to go down like this. That way we have the string done. Almost need something microscopic to see with. Okay, so now we need to do his pants. And oh, hi Lenore, how are you? I'm trying to see who else is on, if there's any comments, because I'm really bad about following my comments. Okay, so let's do his jacket. Let's do his jacket. And I thought that I would do, actually his jacket, I wish I had, oh here it is, the golden brown. I'm going to do his jacket with this golden brown. And so this is GB1, GB3, and GB5. And again, I do like the brush nibs better. I don't know. Some people like this better, and I like the brush nib. It's really, I think, just what you feel the most comfortable with. So I'm doing the inside. See the inside of his jacket. It's very small. Then I'm going to do right in here, like so. Right around in here. And right here is the inside of his jacket too. And then over here. And I'm going to go over this a couple of times. And you don't really want a harsh line. Like you don't want to just do a line, because then it's harder to blend. So you want to try to do your strokes, your flicking, so that way it's easier to blend. So I'm just going to pull this up, and clearly see that's the dark. So I had my pen symboled. I don't know how that worked, because see, oh, I had my pen assembled incorrectly. All right, so let's go back over this again and do the dark. That's the only thing I don't like about these triplets. I assemble them incorrectly often. So I'm going to do back in here where this is the inside of his jacket. And then I'm going to come over here. Over here. You know, if you don't like a color when you're coloring with your markers, I feel like I'm too close up. Do you want me to zoom out a little bit? If you want me to zoom out a little bit, just say so. Hi, Peg. If you want me to zoom out a little bit, just say so. And I will zoom out just a little bit. I don't know if I'm too close, which is usually not my problem. But today I feel like I might be too close. So now I'm going to go in with my medium. And I'm going to pull this out. See? Just kind of pull it out. Just pull it out. And I'm going to go right over in here. I'm just going to pull it out. Pull it out. I love this color. I like these warm colors. And I'm going to go back with my dark. And go back here again. Over in here. And I do have a small space, so I'm trying to be careful here. Just do it lightly. And then go back with your medium. And so we're just making layers. Really, that's what blending is all about, just making layers. And then I'm going to bring this one out a little bit more. And then I'm going to take my light and go over it. I'm just going to kind of pull it out. There we go. There we go. And like that. Then I'm going to go in here with my light. There we go. And that way we've got sunlight kind of hitting him. So let me see if you wanted me to, I need to do the bottom part of the bowstring. So I need to do the bottom part of the bowstring. Oh yes, I see that now. Thank you, thank you. I have got to find the marker that I used. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Yes, thank you, Fatima. Right? Oop, that's not the marker I used. Let me think. It was a gray. Here it is. Here it is. Here it is. And it was the medium. Here it is. Thank you, Fatima. Oh my gosh, thank you so much. There we go. And maybe the bowstring should be a different color, you know, so there's more definition between the beard. I don't know. And so now we're going to do his trousers. And I actually, first time I did them in pink. And then I thought, I didn't like that. And I just did a really quick practice one. So I'm trying to think what color to do his, need to do the bottom. Okay, so I got that done. So I'm trying to think what color to do his pants. Do you think this green, or should I do it a different color? What are you guys' suggestion? Hi, Stephanie. Oh, I was just kind of, there's a delay, I know. So if you guys have a suggestion for his pants, a different color that you want me to do, let me know, and I'll pull it out here. Because the colors I'm using are, I'm actually using kind of leftover scraps in a way. This is one of the colors I'm using, and this right here. So what color do you think I should do his trousers? Let me see. Ah, so no suggestions yet. No suggestions. How about I do it, because I don't want to make you guys bored. I guess I could do the green. Oh, different color. Make them denim. Just a thought. Okay, so denim. Let me see if I have a good denim blend. I have TB1. Let's see. I have my TB1. I have TB3. And I have TB4. So let's try that. Let's try that. I'm being bold here by doing this because I haven't practiced. So we're doing the TB4. And I will do it blue. Although, don't gnomes wear, like, aren't these tights? You know, at first I kept using all the Christmas colors, and I thought, I was getting kind of tired of using those Christmas colors, but I kept going back to them because our gnomes, for Christmas, you know, we had the Christmas colors. So I'm just going in here, and I am being adventuresome because I'm just going to do this off to the side because I really haven't used these to practice. But I do think the blue is going to be pretty. So we're just going to go, and I'm trying to do strokes. I'm not trying to do a hard line. And really, it's easier if you move your paper around, but I don't want to get it out of the camera view. All right, so let's go to our TB3 and try it. I do like these illustrators. I was already getting Copics when I got these. I don't know, maybe they didn't have the illustrators out. Maybe that's what it was. Had I used these before buying any Copics, I probably would have just bought these because actually I do like them a lot. I think they do a good job. So now I'm going to go in. I'm trying to bring this out. It always looks like a hot mess when you are coloring until you get done with your image. I'm going back in, just kind of pulling. I don't want to be too heavy-handed with this one since I hadn't practiced this color. So I don't want to put it on too dark in case I don't like it. So let's get the right lids, right markers. Now let's go, and this seems like it's going to be a lot lighter, so we'll see. So just pulling it out. See, it is a lot lighter. That's okay. It's okay if it's a lot lighter. We'll work with it. I'll show you what I'm going to do. What I do when things are... See, I think that's a drastic difference. So I will take my... And it's because I don't have TB2 is the reason. So I'm going to take my TB3 and my TB1. And I will just go like this, see? And just kind of, there we go. Let's do it a little bit more. So if you don't have all the colors, you can kind of make the other colors that you kind of need by marrying your markers together. So see, that softens it up. There we go. I like that better. Now, I'm going to go back in and just kind of want to give some more definition. A little bit more definition where his shading would be. But I don't want it to be, I'm going to just marry these together again. I don't want it to be too dark, so I'm just kind of marrying that together. Oh, there we go. bring it up. It's hard to color when you've already cut them out. So, there we go. Just kind of going up a little bit because I kind of want a diagonal fill to him. There we go. There we go. So he's just a simple little character because I printed him so small. Now you could get more elaborate if he's bigger, I think. I wish I had in range my bigger printout of him because it's really a cute image. The bigger one is really, really cute. Let's try to see if it was on my desk. I'm looking to see if it's on my desk because I did print him out bigger. But the bigger image is easier to work with. Okay, so now we're going to put our card together. And hi, Victoria. So I'm going to just move these things out of my way. And this card is, normally I like to do the 6 by 6. But this one, and I'm going to pull you out just a little bit so you can see while I'm working on. Oop. There we go. All right, I guess pull you in. So you can see while I work on this. Now and this is Cupid Gnome, in case anybody wanted to know. And they have she has some wonderful images. All right, so I am doing this is 5 1/4. 5 1/4. And I've actually already cut out my paper. I use I have a Cuddle Bug that I use. So I've already cut it out. Let me move this. I feel like it's out of frame. Let me see if I can get this in frame a little bit better. So there we go. I think that'll be better. So this is 5 1/4, and I already cut it out. And what I did is I used one of my circle dies. And so if you look real close, so don't look too close, this side's a little wider than that side. But what I did is, see, I cut out two pieces, and then I am using, and this is paper I used the other night. So my idea was to put this down, then I'm going to put this on top. See? I'm going to have my guy right here in the middle, and then I have some embellishments for the top. And then I'm going to put my tape, which I've already kind of cut out, and I'll have my acetate, see, like that. And you want acetate so that you have room, you want the shaker to work. So this is how we're going to assemble it, and then I have some embellishments for the top. So now I probably could really just go ahead and do it like that, and then have them here. See? I mean, I probably didn't even need this white piece of paper. I don't know. But I cut it out anyway. So we're going to put this in the middle like this. And you know what? I don't like having this white. See how there's white? And I know people say don't worry about that white, but I don't like that white myself. But we'll leave it for right now. So I'm going to use my art glitter glue. It's my favorite. It's my go-to. I use it all the time. I feel like it allows you to have time to move your images around. And of course I am, for some reason it's not coming out real well, so let me try my other one. It gets really cold down here in the basement, so it could be that it just kind of stopped up. What I do when it does that is I take my pen, see, like this, and kind of go back and forth with it and try to break up whatever's stopping it. And I can feel there's something in there stopping it up. Just give it, there it goes. Give it a good squeeze and it'll come out. So let me get this on. And then we are going to decorate the outside of the card, but not a whole lot because the shaker part is going to be the focal point. The focal point. Now you could make a sentiment. I've got something for this one, but you could make any kind of sentiment you want. So should have tried my glue before coming down here. Oh, there we go. There we go. It's coming out now. See, the beauty of doing lives. But yeah, my basement is pretty cold. This is where my craft room is. Then when I come down here, I put on my little heater to warm it up. Then I turn it off before I start, because otherwise I might fall asleep with all that warmth. We wouldn't want to do that. So I'm just kind of centering this like this. There we go. Just going to center it. And then I'm going to put him, see, in the middle, like this. But before I do that, I'm going to take a couple of my hearts that we're going to use, and I'm just going to glue down a couple of them. And I'm going to, see, they kind of, some of them kind of fade into the paper. So let's use the darker ones. I'm just going to glue on a couple of them. Not all. You want to glue on a couple, so that way when you shake some of your little sequins stay put, because otherwise they're all just going to fall down, and it's not very interesting then. So I'm going to take my darker ones, and I'm just going to put a couple around. So let's put one here, maybe one up here, one over here, and one over here. So I'm just going ahead and putting my glue down. And I'm going to set these down so they can dry. Then when we put the other pieces in, it's okay that some of them are lighter or darker, because they'll be mixed together and they'll show up. So there we go. So those ones are going to stay put like that. Then I'm going to put my, they're sticking everywhere. Then let's go ahead and glue our guy down. Now my last shaker card, I think I mailed it away. I wish I still had it. I had put my character on the outside, and I thought that was cute, but I didn't want to do the same thing twice. So here we go. Put him down. So there he is. And then we're going to put this down, these little sequins, and we're going to put this on top. So that way our card will shake. And then here is my acetate. Now, see, it's sticking out a little bit, so I'm going to take my scissors. I'm going to get a pair of my scissors and cut my acetate down just a little bit. See, it's sticking out a little bit too much. So let me just, and this is some that I bought, but you know, you could save acetate from packages that you get. This is some that I had bought a long time ago in a package called a window acetate. So here we go. So I'm going to just take this and I'm going to glue this down. And this acetate that I bought said that you can emboss it. And that'd be a kind of a cool effect to emboss it. And maybe one day we should get my embossing folders out. It's been a long time since I've used them. Get them out and use them. Okay, so there we go. So this is going to be our window. So we're going to do like this. So I'm going to take this one, and really, like I said, I might not even need that window. Let's see if I really need that. If I really need that piece. See, I don't really need that piece, so I'm not even going to use that. I'm going to put it off to the side. Now I'm going to show you something that I'm not going to do on camera, but I will do off camera. Is I don't like having the sides show. So I'm going to put washi tape. So we're going to do like this, like that. So I'm going to take my glue. Oh, see, sorry. Take my glue out of my hand. See, this is sticky. I take my glue, and I do put a couple more pieces or sections, because I've said this before. I've had a friend that their card fell apart. Now, so before I put this on, we're just going to take some of these and we're just going to drop them in here. Now, this is just what I had on hand. I live in a really, really rural area, and had I a little bit more time, I probably would have gone and got some different Valentine ones so that we have some that show up. Now, you don't want too many, I'm just putting some in, and I'm trying to mix it and put the light in the dark. The light really doesn't show up too much. Yeah, if I had more time, I'd have gone to the store and got a little bit different ones, I think. Okay, so we're going to put this one on like this, and we're going to put it all together. And see now, see, it'll shake. And some will fall down and stay down. That is, you know, that happens. What you can do is take your embossing powder and embossing mat and go around it, and then it won't stick so much. But it'll loosen up in a minute. Okay, so let's go ahead and decorate our card. So I have these that I thought would be cute, and I already matted them. I'm gonna put them right. I'm gonna put them right. I was going to put them right here, and then I'm not a big sticker person, but I do have a sticker that I thought I would use, like right about here. See, right about here. So I was just going to use it. It came with the paper, and like I said, I'm not a real big sticker person, but I thought it was kind of cute. So I'm just trimming it down to size with the card. So I just thought that was kind of cute. And then I thought I would just put these. I was actually going to put these over here like this and use a little brad to put it together with. So that was just a simple card. This is, you know, for I thought for like maybe you know, maybe a grandchild or your son or daughter. You know, I got a little bit of everything myself and my family. So see, just trying to decide where to put them. I was going to put them down here, but then you don't see that 14. If I put the brad on, you're not going to see the 14. And I kind of like seeing that 14th on it. So I think what I'm going to do is actually put this together. I don't know if you can see it or not. Put it together like so, like this, and then I think I'm just going to glue mine down this time instead of using a brad. I love my brads, but I think that it would look better like that. There you go. So it's just a simple, this is more simple card because we see we've got our hearts. Now what I'm going to do off camera is I don't like having the width here. So I'm going to take washi tape, but not this one. I'm going to get one that matches. And I will go down the side of my panel that I have to do. I'll do that off camera. And then I will post it so you can see. So this is just a simple Valentine's Day card that if you needed to make something for, I don't know, just for somebody special, but you didn't want to, you know, too foo-foo or too whatever, you could just do this. And everybody loves gnomes. And what a good idea you guys giving me to do the blue pants. I think it makes them show up better. So anyway, so this was Cupid gnome. And actually the image is really, really cute. And I like it at the 4-inch really well to color for a card. And I probably will still do a card with the bigger image. It's just I typically print in 3.5 to 4 inches when I do my images. But for this, I took out my dies. And see, this is a set of dies I used. I have these round dies, and they are Sizzix. I had a set of round dies, and that is how I made my shaker card. I took my biggest one and my smallest one, and I actually, see here they are. And that's how I made my shaker card. But I had actually made a frame, because originally I was thinking about cutting inside of the card. And so I wanted a frame. So, you know, you can do it however you want, but I just used these dies here to create this. You don't have to go out and buy a kit to do your, to do your shaker cards. You can use what you have on hand. So I have these by Sizzix, and I had some square ones as well, and I was debating about which way to do it. But I wanted to use this doily and this paper from last night, so that's why I did it in circles. So this is just a simple card. Not every card has to be all elaborate and all foo-foo-y. Some of them can be a little less work because sometimes you want something else to be the focal point. So anyway, thank you so much for joining me. And this week I might be, I'm going to be doing lives on Fridays and on Sundays. But this week I am going to go ahead and do one on Wednesday, which was my normal time to do it. I'm going to kind of transition into doing it on the Fridays and on Sundays instead. But this week I already have something scheduled, so I'm going to be doing it on Wednesday. So thank you for joining me. Oh, you're doing a gnome right now, Fatima? Oh, and Sandra. Sandra, how are you? I'm kind of going back and seeing who was on. Stephanie, hi Stephanie. Oh, Stephanie makes great cards, and Fatima, the card you just did was wonderful. And there's Victoria, there's Gail, who's wonderful. Gail has Stamping with Gail Sue, and Sharon has the Noble Crafters. So they both have a site where they do lives and things too. And Fatima posts the really beautiful cards too. So if you do cards or anything, post it on my page. I'm glad for you to do it, and I'm glad if you do lives or anything, let me know and I'll mention you, because we all like to follow lives. I watch lives. I like to follow along and see what other people are doing. All right, well, thank you for joining me, and I know this was a little bit more simple card. The girl cards are always a little bit more foo-foo-y that we do, but I thought this was kind of fun to do a shaker, and it does shake. It really does shake. So I will see you guys later. Bye.